Stronger, Philly. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Your boy is free. Meek Mill is free. First of all, congratulations to Meek Mill. Congratulations to Meek Mill for keeping his wits about himself and still remaining positive, still remaining, you know, himself, still just keeping his eye on the prize and knowing the good Lord will answer his prayers and get him out of that predicament. The city is at full strength now, baby. We at full strength now, baby. We just getting started. We just getting started. I want to touch on a few things. Meek Mill is a case of circumstances that plague 90% of black African-American men in the Philadelphia area. Now, I'm from Philly. I was arrested before for just standing on a corner. Cops chased me, did all this crazy shit. I only ran because I was fucking scared. You know, white men with guns chasing you. Cops chased me, did all this crazy shit. And at the end of the day, the case held no merit. Like, my whole thing about this is, with everything going on, I'd rather, instead of cops chasing people who just standing around, won't you go, like, park outside of a school and make sure the people going to school are safe or something like that? That makes more sense to me than to run around chasing people for no reason. But hey, who am I? Who am I? I'm just a person who works and pays these tax dollars to these cops who want to harass and fuck up people for no reason. But that's neither here nor there. So we all heard about the terrible incident that happened at the Waffle House. What was it, a couple days ago? Not a week ago, almost a week ago, something like that. That shit happens. The fucking white dude kills 4 people, right? Mind you, I'm not going to make this a white and black thing. I'm going to just let your wheels spin, let you do what you need to do, let you think about it. This is something for you to think about. So, the dude fuck around and kill 4 people. Some black guy stops him. I mean, he don't want to be called a hero. I get that shit. He just don't want to die. That's why he did what he did. I totally understand that concept of it. This guy gets caught 24 hours later. He goes on a run. The first thing they do is give this man a $2 million bond. I believe he had this $2 million bond in place for 48 hours. He had a $2 million bond for about 48 hours. So if he had the $2 million accessible, he could have been out of jail. Meek Mill was in jail for an infraction. And he got no bail, didn't kill nobody, didn't do nothing. You tell me what part of that is fair? What part of that is fair? What part of that makes sense? What part of that makes sense? It don't make sense to me. It don't make sense to anybody. You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense to me. So how can anybody justifiably say that that is correct? The only difference besides the strength of the charges, one is fucking murder, one was popping a wheelie, is skin color. So you, let's be real now. Let's be real. This is a racial issue. This is a racial issue. And we all know I'm mainly a sports channel. I like to talk about sports, this, that, and the third, but racial injustice has spilled over into sports now. So how can I not talk about this? I mean, I don't have the most followers in the world. I don't have the biggest following in the world. I know I'm not going to reach that many people with this message. I hope I do. But since I love sports, I love music, I love people in general, how this is spilling over into my realm, things that I talk about on YouTube, which is sports. So how could I not touch on this subject? The same thing is happening to a player on my team, Michael Bennett. Michael Bennett. Now, this shit ain't fair. This shit is absolutely, it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. It's to the point now to where I'm getting so sick and tired of it. I reached out to Waffle House. I contacted Waffle House on Twitter. Waffle House responded. If you ain't following me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter at @Lord_Brunson. I retweeted what Waffle House said to me. Basically, the tweet that I sent to Waffle House was that it's outrageous that this guy got a bail and people like Meek Mill, who didn't commit murder, got a bail. What Waffle House said to me in return was, well, I believe the bond was revoked. It shouldn't have been put in place in the first place. When do murderers get a bond? When do murderers get bail? Huh? When do murderers get bail? And how is a man like Meek Mill sitting in jail for as long as he's been sitting in jail, knowing that the cop on the case made the corruption list? Where are we, people? Is this 1940 fucking 2 or is this 2018? It seemed like no person of color is safe right now. No person of color with money is safe because money got Meek Mill out of this situation. He's blessed to have a team behind him, Rock Nation and all that other stuff like that. What about me? What about people? What about the people who don't have that? That's why it's important that I like what Meek is doing with the rallies and all that, putting stuff like this to light, because if you don't got no bread, you will be sitting in a can just because of your skin color, just because of what they think of us as people. Just because of what they think of us as people. You got people so naive to this subject that they think racism does not exist. Racism is in sports. Racism is in school. Racism is in the workplace. It's everywhere. It's everywhere, bro. Racism is all around us. So how could anybody with a platform turn a blind eye to the disrespect that's happening to people of color? It's fucking ridiculous. Everybody who black ain't bad, just like everybody who white ain't bad. But everybody who black, brown, or anything other than white gets treated like we are the scum of the earth. But you want us to not do anything about it and not say anything about it? And not say anything about it? Look at the NFL. How many black owners in the NFL? And how many black entrepreneurs that you know can afford an NFL team? Think about it. Think about it, man. Think about it. Think about it. We just start cracking the Forbes list. We just really start making noise. You know what I'm saying? And then anything people of color do, they monetize it anyway. But don't let you in fully. And it's just once again, I love all people, but I am just happy that Meek Mill is free. I hope he's at Game 5. The Sixers are about to knock the Heat off. I will be watching that. I hope Michael Bennett does not have to suffer. They're going to take money. The courts are going to try to take money from him for some bullshit. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope this stuff stops. I hope this stuff stops, man. I hope this stuff stops. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that really gets me upset is the dude that shot the Waffle House up got a bond. Yeah, it got revoked. But what if I had $2 million on hand after I just caught a couple bodies? How is he not a flight risk? He shot people, then left. He got a bond? What the? And he got a bond? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Are we on the fucking plantation or are we on planet Earth in 2018? Where we at, man? Where we at? Where we at, bro? That's all I want to know. All I want is the injustice to stop. I want people to wisen up. I want people to... This is the truth of the matter. People of color, we cannot do the same thing that the majority does because there will be grave consequences for me and you. You know what I'm saying? There'll be grave consequences for me and you. And the majority who sees this happening to us and you don't like it, for those who don't like it, do something, man. Do something about it. Voice your opinion if you don't like it. Voice your opinion if you don't like it because... you are the ones who really can help us out. Sad to say, a lot of white people really don't give a shit if people of color, if anything. A lot of them don't really care, but a lot of them do. A lot of them do. A lot of them do, man. A lot of them do. And you know, it's a touchy subject for me because I am prior military, and like, yeah, I'm from Philly. I didn't really fully understand what racism was until I went to the Army. We all supposed to be on the same team. We all supposed to be on the same team. Look at the structure of the military. Most of the officers are white. Those are the people who call the shots. The NCOs, sergeants, and all stuff like that, up until you really get to sergeant major, most of them are black. It's it's not a coincidence, man. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing that's going to change that is time. Time is going to change that, but how much time? How much time, man? Are we free? Are we free to make music? Are we free to play the sports we like to play? Are we free or are we not? Are we free or are we not, man? They screwed Kaepernick. Like, the injustice is in the sports, so I gotta talk about it. I talk about sports, and injustice is spilling into sports. How, like You may think the Meek Mill thing because he's not a sports player, but the dude had Robert Kraft visit him in jail. Markel Fultz, Joel Embiid visited him in jail. This is touching sports. And it's going to get worse if we don't do something about it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Super Bowl champion Eagles. Meek Mill home. I have a big feeling he's going to be at Game 5. If you're not following me on Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Lil_Brunson. And everybody, let's love each other. Oh, yeah, by the way, my birthday is tomorrow. I'll be the big 3-1. I'm going to eat some cake. I'm happy as hell, Meek Free. Can I get a Dream Chasers? Can I get a DC 5? Let's go.